Okay, today let's create some art using two photographs. I've got a texture and a photograph of a lion here. I'm going to do a couple different things to this, just kind of dress it up a little bit, and let's just experiment and see what happens. Okay. First, I'm going to take and make sure these are the same sized images. Okay, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm going to use my old personal favorite effect, apply image or filter. Apply image during the process. Okay, so let's check the image sizes. Let's start with a lion image and just check the image size. So we got 1556 by 2400 pixels. Click OK. I'm going to resize this background if it isn't already there and make sure it matches. So go to image size, and I need to change this a little bit, so I'm going to turn off constraint proportions. We need to change that 1556. When you use apply image, the images have to be exactly the same pixel size in both height and depth, or width and height, or however you want to say it. Okay. Well, now that I've done that, let me go ahead and make a copy of the lion face, and I'll just use Control A to select all, or Command A, Control or Command C to copy it, and then I'll minimize it. Switch back to my texture and hit Command or Control V. And it'll paste the lion into its own layer. Okay. I'm going to turn the lion layer off. And I'm going to duplicate the background layer. Alright. Now I have the lion photo open down here still. Just minimized, okay, but I'm going to use that in a second. I'll switch back over here. With that background copy layer selected, I'm going to first apply image. So I'll go to image and down to apply image. Now initially it's going to say, okay, you want to apply this background, the same background image to this layer. I don't want to do that. I want to select the other photograph. So I'll select that. Then we see our lion starting to come through, merged with the textured background. Okay, and there's a lot of different things here. You can change blending mode. You can apply this image to a mask if you so desire. I'm not going to do that at this point. But let's just go ahead. I'm going to change that to overlay and brighten it up a little bit. Maybe change the blending or the opacity down to about 50%. Alright. So we just faintly have this lion coming through on this textured background. Okay. That's kind of cool. We go ahead and click OK. I'm going to turn on the lion layer again, the one that we haven't edited. Run a couple filters on it. First I'm going to go to Filter, Artistic, Cutout. It may take a second or two for the dialog box to appear simply because I'm recording here, so I ask you to bear with me for a moment. And let's reduce the size of that image so we can see what's going on. Okay, it's kind of more of a paint by numbers type effect. Okay, I'm happy with that, so I'll click OK and apply that to that layer. And maybe one more thing I can do is go to Filter. Maybe I want to put some dark drawn edges around here. So let's go ahead again, go to Artistic, and I'll go down to Poster Edges. That's going to kind of separate those colors with dark lines, almost like you made this image out of poster board. Okay. And it'll take a few seconds for this to load up. And again, I'll reduce the size here. Might want to reduce the thickness of the lines or increase the thickness of the lines. It's up to you. I'm just going to leave it here. You can see my settings over here. Alright, I'll click OK. I'm not going to change the blending mode just yet. Let's see what happens if we just reduce the opacity of that layer. I'll bump it down to 50%. So now we got more of a wall art type of effect. Okay, we can still see the texture coming through, but we also have the painting of the lion on the wall. Okay, and you can certainly change the blending mode if you like. Just cycle through the soft light, brightens things up a little bit, but you can see those cracks come through a little bit better. Okay, we go to overlay, same thing. We get a little richer color, but you can still see those cracks coming through. I kind of like this effect because it gives me a little bit more of a painting feel with those dark cracks coming through. But it did brighten it up quite a bit and change the color a little bit. So a quick hue saturation or color adjustment will take care of that for us. I'll just go to create a hue saturation adjustment layer, and let's just reduce the saturation down. Okay, so it's a little bit closer to what the original background looked like. And we just kind of faintly got that lion coming through. Okay, and I'm happy with that. Now we have a nice subdued lion face painted on a rock wall. I hope you enjoy it. Please come by Action Effects for more cool techniques.